Hi everyone, how are you all? Welcome to Vidyanagar Public School's online class. Today we will continue with our English class. And do you remember what was the story that we were discussing in the previous class? Yes, yes, we were discussing a story. And do you remember the title of the story? Yes, it is The Forest Lake by Edgar Rice Burroughs. The Forest Lake by the Edgar Rice Burroughs. Yes, this was the story that we were discussing, right? And we stopped our story with a suspense, right? Yes, there is a suspense. Let's see what is the surprise that is going to see that we are going to watch in that. Yes. Before that, let me ask you, who is the main hero in that story? Do you remember? Yes, Tarzan is the main hero in that story. And who is Kala? Remember? Yes, his mother. And who is Saber? That we are going to see. And his siblings were also there. And we see the boy, is living with whom? He is living with this ape family, and he is living in the wilderness, right? Wilderness, in the forest he is living. And do you remember where did we reach? Let's just sum up the story that we have discussed in our previous class. So Tarzan was a boy. He was living with the ape family in the forest, isn't it? Yes. And Tarzan had a great talent of what? Climbing. Yes, he was an excellent climber. Yes, and he was not only a climber, he was a clever boy compared to his siblings. Yes, and he had brothers and sisters, and he had the unique talent of cleverness and intelligence, and he was brilliant compared to his siblings, his brothers and sisters. And he was so happy with his family, but he was worried about one thing. Do you remember what's that? Yes, he was worried about his appearance. He was different from his siblings. He was looking different in his body, in his appearance, where his siblings became, after 10 years, they became very tall, very thin and all, but he became very small. He is very small boy. Why? He is actually a human being, right? But he was living with the ape family in the forest, right? In the wilderness he is living. So he was always worried about his appearance. He wanted to be with same like his siblings. But the thing is, he is different. But what he tried then? He tried putting clay and mud on his body to be like them. But what happened? That also failed. He couldn't make himself an ape-like a structure, an ape-like human, right? So he stopped trying it because it was so much discomfortable for him. It was giving so much discomfort for our Tarzan, right? So he thought it's better to be like who I am. I don't want to be like them. Let me be different. So this was the situation, and one day he went to the lake, nearby lake, and there the lake was standstill, where he got to know about his face. He got the reflection of his face, where he saw his face, and he became so startled, means surprised to see his face. He is different. That is where we stop. And what's happening there? Our hero, another man, Saber, is coming. Who is Saber? A lioness. Yes, a lioness is approaching our hero Tarzan. And Tarzan was not aware of that. Yes, Tarzan was listening, and he was just looking at his face, and he was staring and looking at his face. Oh my God, I am like this. I'm very different. I look like something else. I'm not like my siblings. He might be thinking in that way, right? So he was in a deep thinking, and where he was not aware of the approach of lioness. He is not aware. Let's see from that. Yes, let's see the story. Soon, she was very close to Tarzan. She was crouching so low that she seemed flattened to the earth. She was just like coming. And her tail lay quiet and straight behind her. She crouched this way for a moment. The lioness is coming without making any noise and all. As though turned to stone. How stone? How is the stone? Yes, the stone will not move. Stone is like a standstill. So the lion is also like a stone without making any noise and anything. Then with an awful scream she sprang. How? How this lioness roared? Then he wanted to make his prey frozen, frightened and freeze, right? Her wild scream was not a warning. It was to make her victim freeze in fear. The lioness wanted to make his victim fearful about her approach. But this did not happen with Tarzan. Saber's scream pushed little Tarzan into immediate action. Before him lay the deep waters of the little lake. Behind him, certain death. So what was that? This side there is lake and the other side the certain death, the lioness. He has two options. Either he can stay there and be the prey for this lioness, and otherwise he can escape by jumping into the lake. That's what. Let's see. He had been taught by his wild mother to avoid the waters of the lake, but of the two evils he faced now, his quick mind chose the lesser one. Almost as soon as the saber's scream had broken the silence of the jungle, Tarzan felt the cold waters close above his head. That means he jumped into the lake and the water was till his neck. His head almost dipped into the water. He could not swim. He couldn't swim, and the water was very deep. The water was very shallow and deep. He moved his hands and feet rapidly in an attempt to scramble upward. He wanted to come up. He wanted to try to come up. He was just falling into inside the river, and he fell into the stroke that a dog uses when swimming. Have you seen how dog is swimming? Like that he was swimming. He was very surprised and pleased with his new skill. He got very surprised about his new skill that he is swimming. But he had no time for thinking much about it. He had no time to think about his new skill and all. He was so worried about the approach of the saber. Yes. He was now swimming parallel to the bank and he could see Saber there. The lioness was watching Tarzan, expecting him to return to shore, but the boy had no intention of doing this. So the lion was expecting him to get into the shore so that he can eat it, right? But the boy was having no intention to get into the shore, right? Instead, what happened? Let's see. He raised his voice in the call of distress common to his tribe. Almost immediately there came an answer from the distance, and presently for 40 or 50 great apes swung rapidly through the trees towards the pool. What happened? He made a sound which is only understood by his tribe. So his mother or his tribe people, those who are in the ape family, they heard Tarzan's voice. So they came, 40 to 50 members from his family came. They ran towards this pool, to this lake. In the lead was Kala. Who is leading this gang? Kala. Who is Kala? Tarzan's mother. His mother, for she had recognized the voice of her child, though more powerful than the apes. The lioness did not want to meet these angry others. Who is powerful, the lioness or this ape? Yes, of course, this lioness is most powerful. But the lioness thought, I don't want to get into a fight with these angry adults. That's what this lioness thought. He does not want to make a fight with this angry adults, angry apes. With a snarl of hatred means like that he did. She sprang quickly into the bushes and disappeared. After making his voice, this disappeared into the bushes. Tarzan quickly swam to the shore and climbed onto a dry land, and the feeling of freshness which the cool waters had imparted to him filled him with surprise and gratefulness. And late after that, what happened, he get into the shore and he went to the dry land, and he felt a kind of freshness after swimming in the lake. The waters had imparted to him. Imparted means give. We impart. We teachers impart you the knowledge. Impart means give you the knowledge. So the water also imparted him what? Freshness. Filled him with surprise and gratefulness. He got surprised. And after he missed no chance to take a daily swim in a lake or a stream or an ocean when it was possible to do so. So he did not miss any chance to get into swimming, and almost every day he used to swim. He did not miss any chance. For a long time, Kala could not understand this, for though her people could swim when forced, they did not like to enter water voluntarily. That's what Mother Kala was thinking. What Kala was thinking? We the people in this family, like the all apes, do not like to swim, and we all know how to swim. Though it is not voluntarily, if there is a chance, if we are forced to do that activity, we will do. But we are not much familiar or not much liking this activity. We do not like to swim. But why this boy likes this very much? Why my son is liking to swim so much? That's what she is thinking. Voluntarily means willfully, with interest, with love, willfully, deliberately, we say. Tarzan remembered the adventure with the lioness for days afterwards. Adventures like these added excitement to his daily life. So his life became so exciteful, and he got something to get into to make his day better. Though it is dangerous situations, he took it as a chance to get into some adventures, right? Otherwise, it was just a dull round of searching food and eating and sleeping. If he do not have any adventures, means his days will be like nothing. He just find food and he just go to sleep, right? So he wanted to have some excitement in his life. We people also like excitement, right? So he also wanted to have some excitements in his life. So these adventures with his lioness or some dangerous animals, ferocious animals, all he took it as an adventure and took it as an excitement. Okay, this is our story ends. Okay, you all liked the story? So let's just move to the question and answer session, and let's discuss what all questions has come in the text. Take your text in page number 5. Answer these questions. Why did Tarzan cover himself with mud? What happened after he did it? What happened? You might have seen in the story, right? What he did with the cover? Why he did cover the body with the mud? Yes, he wanted to look alike with his siblings. So he did. So he plasterized this body with the mud. But he failed, right? And what was Tarzan doing at the lake? What Tarzan was doing at the lake? Yes, he was staring at his face, and he was startled and he was surprised to see his face. So he was looking into his face in the lake. Why did the lioness run back into the jungle? Because he does not want to have a fight with these angry adults, angry apes. So he went back to the jungle. Why was Kala so puzzled by Tarzan's love for swimming? Why? In her family, no one likes to swim. Nobody has the habit of swimming in. But he likes to swim. So she was puzzled by Tarzan's activity. Yes. But in her family, everyone knows how to swim and all. If they are forced to do, they will do, but they do not do it voluntarily, deliberately, willfully. They will not do that. And second section B, find the sentences in the text that supports these statements that you have to find. Okay, read this. That is your homework. 1, 2, 3, 4 homeworks. The B session B. Okay, find the sentences that supports these statements. Okay, and think and answer, what kind of relationship did Tarzan have with Kala and his brothers and sisters? Use examples from the text to support your answers. So what kind of relation was there with the Kala and her son, or the first child, Tarzan? Yes, they were very loving, and Tarzan's mother was also very loving, and she was so caring mom, right? Though she is an animal and Tarzan is a human being, they were having so much deep love between them, right? When he got into a certain accident, or what we say danger, his mom realized and came to protect him, yes, to defend him, to make him escape from that dangerous situation. That kind of a good relation they were having, right? Yes. And Tarzan also liked his family very much. Yes, he was in good communication, good contact. He was loving his family very much. The only thing that was worrying him was about his appearance. He wanted to look alike. He wanted to have a resemblance with his siblings. That is the only worry he had in that story, right? Yes. And the theme, appreciating the text. For example, family is one of the theme in the forest lake. The lines of the next page tell us how Tarzan and his family loved and protected. So in the story, the main theme is how what is family it's all about. Though it is a human animal family, they were having a good bond between each of them, right? The same way, the story also teaching us that the value of a family, the importance of family members, how the family members should be. They must love each other, right? This was things that the story teaches us, right? We must love each other. This is a story. Yes, isn't it? You liked the story very much, right? Okay, then just tell me which all are the new words that we have studied today. Yes, imparted to, right? Impart means give, right? Give. And voluntarily means deliberately, willfully, done willfully, without any force, right? Then call of distress, what does it mean? A sound made to tell someone that you are in trouble. Call of distress. Here our hero is also calling out his family members. Snarl means a low angry sound, right? Made while showing one's teeth. Here our lioness is snarling, right? Then we have learned, these are the new words that we have learned today. So vocabulary is very important. You must concentrate on these vocabulary and study it very well and use these words in your daily conversation. Okay, so see you in the live session. Till then, take care.